Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now July 29th of 2023, and given that there's a lot of problems arising out of Disney, not just with the Indiana Jones 5 box office collapse, as well as the stocks dropping to an all-time low, but we also have a lot of things looming for Snow White 2024 for its March release date of that year that's really beginning to tumble because of the leaked photographs that surfaced on the internet not too long ago that has been creating a lot of trouble for Disney, Bob Iger, and the board of directors to deal with. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into the subject, shall we? Now, there's a lot of things going on with Gal Gadot, because we do know that she is dealing with a lot of heat from the fans of being involved in this project. You know, obviously, a lot of fans would agree that she probably is a pretty, big mistake by even accepting becoming a part of this Disney movie in the first place, because let's face it, it's going to drag along with her for the years to come. We know it's going to be one of the biggest failures out there for Disney remakes, at least. Now, looking ahead and exactly what's going on with Gal behind the scenes specifically, and what's going on between herself and Disney and why there's so much drama that's ongoing, it's getting more and more complex as the weeks roll by, and Disney's really going through damage control that's hitting rock bottom. It's not looking good for Bob Iger either. However, on top of that, with Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler dealing with tons of backlash for Snow White 24 and promoting the idea of the film Snow White needing no true love, romance, or Prince Charming. However, one major development involves actress Gal and her ongoing drama with Disney for Snow White 2024. Her ongoing issue with one of the Disney decisions has much to do with how the evil queen and her scary appearance and her frightening attitude is going to be toned down through CGI. Gal specifically sat in the makeup room for 4+ hours before each scene was filmed day in and day out, only for roughly 40% of her scenes that are planned to get revised through CGI techniques to give the character a softer edge for younger audiences, as Disney is looking to vanquish any possibility or any possible scenario that would drive audiences away, especially younger ones. This is something that Gal is livid about, since she put so much work into her acting and facial expressions for that role, that much of it has now gone to waste. Gal reportedly had heated arguments with Disney and director Mark Webb, and even complications with her own agent, on finalizing this plan to water down the evil queen's witch-like appearance from damage control with this film by going through with the Plan A strategy to completely re-edit the film, and Plan B to embrace reshoots of the movie if and only if the writer's strike ends by this November. Now guys, let me pause here for a second. Now, the fact that she's also having issues with her agent is a little crazy, because the agent has nothing to do with the production of this film at all. Zip, nothing. So, the thing about this, though, is that she is putting all blame on Mark Webb a lot for even accepting what Disney is pushing on him to do with Snow White 2024. I don't know about you guys, but are we really heading toward that reality where everything is just so offensive, everything is so, politically correct to the point where you have to now dumb down scary appearances of characters that are witch-like? I think that Disney right now, they're just so frightened after what happened with the leaked photographs of Snow White 24 of the 7 dwarfs, that they are literally just doing anything to make this movie, play it as safe as possible, to just get every moviegoer to go in there and look at it almost like a cartoon to a degree, where you're not really doing anything too harsh. But yet at the same exact time, it is very much, hypocritical, because they're also throwing in a lot of fight scenes, they're throwing in a lot of elements from Snow White and the Huntsman into this 2024 remake, so I don't know where their mindset is at, But anyway, on top of that, we know that the 7 dwarfs are getting drastically reduced, screen time-wise, from this film through the re-edits up and coming, something that Gal actually disagrees with as well, which goes to show you that she does support the retelling of the 7 dwarfs. And honestly, guys, I'm not that big of a supporter of Gal, to be honest, after that whole Imagine video that was released years ago. You guys may know exactly what I'm talking about. She also, says that if you're not a feminist, then you don't belong here, stuff like that related to Snow White. It goes to show you that she is somebody that has fallen for the typical Hollywood agenda that all of the actors and actresses, for the most part, follow. Whether they believe in it or not, or play the role, they're all really a part of that whole system that's just damaging to the public. But moving forward, Gal also is still demanding to reverse their plans by moving ahead with one of the endings shot to be a part of the final film that holds the worst acting done by Gal, since she believes that it is going to tarnish her career and momentum for the return of Wonder Woman in Wonder Woman 3 and into the Fast and Furious franchise again with 11 and 12. Disney is doubling down with everything they are doing to the Evil Queen, and Gal is having major problems with Mark Webb, the director, and the Disney higher-ups for even allowing this plan to get greenlit. IGER is playing things extremely safe with the upcoming 24 film remake, still slated for release in March as of right now. And again, guys, we talked about that delay that's in the works right now. It's being conversed between the board members and IGER, and it's all highly dependent on several factors. A lot of them have to do with the marketing strategy, the marketing teams that they're hiring because they fired the other marketing team, and whether or not this trailer coming out in September is really going to resonate with people. I think that's also another big thing that is looming, is that once this trailer drops, you're really going to see the backlash. I mean, you think you saw something with those leaked photographs and how people responded and reacted? Just wait until D23 by this September. I believe it kickstarts on the 10th of September, maybe the 9th. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. It's one of those days. But there are a lot of problems coming out of this film. And Gal, whether or not, you fully believe in this whole agenda, even though you are saying ridiculous things, I think the biggest mistake of all that she did was by signing on to this movie. She should have never done that, and honestly, the fact that Disney is turning their back on her and really getting rid of all her, highly performed sequences that were praised, apparently, that just goes to show you that they don't care. They will do anything that they have to do to make this movie safe as possible, that's not going to offend or drive any fans away, to prevent further damage on top of what was done with the Seven Dwarfs. And again, I know I've brought this up several times, but Jason Acuna really just has his head straight. He himself even said Disney needs to reshoot the whole thing, they need to recast, and call it a day. Delay it by 2 years, release it in 2026 or whatever. That's all they have to do. Take the loss. They did this with Batgirl. Disney could most certainly do this if they really claim that they have all the money in the world, as much as they do, apparently. So that's not the case, by the way. They really are bleeding out, and they're bleeding out bad. It's not looking good with the theme parks, merchandise, movies, and TV shows, especially streaming. Everything is really going downhill for Disney, and this is why the stocks are falling every single month. Especially if you look at on a full year period, you can see the trend. So anyway, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.